What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Snug Wrestling Podcast. Like always, I am your host. My name is Edgar, and today we're going to be going over WWE's, well, actually, it's not WWE's, it's Worlds Collide, AAA, and WWE Mega Lucha Showdown that's going down this Friday. We already did the predictions in Spanish with the homie Eric Padilla from the SDM podcast, but I thought it was only right that we came at you with the English predictions. And to help me with that, the one and the only Tommy from the Snug Wrestling Podcast is also here. What's going on, dude? How you feeling today?
What's up? I'm feeling good. Just got a rehearsal myself, so I'm ready for this.
Have you been a big or have you been familiar with AAA since before this WWE fucking union was formed, or are you like pretty new to this whole AAA thing?
I'm honestly pretty new to it because I hadn't even heard of AAA until WWE announced the merger at WrestleMania. So I'm pretty
Nice.
new to it.
That's fine. Hey, that's what it's all about, dude. When you have these cross promotional shows like AEW does with like New Japan and all these other companies, it's like it's cool, it's new, it's refreshing. You get to see a lot of people that you've never heard of before. Um and that's the whole point of this, like to get more eyes on the product, right? To get more people to notice AAA and vice versa, to get some of the AAA audience to watch more of WWE. That's the whole point of collabing. So I think you're in for a treat, Tommy, and I'm glad that you decided to do these predictions with me today. Did you catch the last Worlds Collide at all?
Yeah, I watched the last Worlds Collide along with the last show that they did. And honestly, it's fun to watch.
Yeah, they have a little bit of everything. They try to give us lucha, and then they try to give us. We saw like a street match last time, tag team match, women's matches, triple threat, everything. The last Worlds Collide had a little bit of everything. And this Worlds Collide coming up this Friday is also going to be pretty beefy with different stuff and kind of all over the place. So it is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's right after SmackDown, too, which is like, we usually do the SmackDown reviews, but we're going to have to watch Worlds Collide instead this week, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we got one, two, three, four, five, six matches, which is more than the typical five WWE PLE usual show. So we're gonna have six of them. So this show is gonna be pretty long, probably at least like a 2.5 hour show, I think.
Oh,
And let's get started with the main event for the AAA Mega Championship: El
yeah.
Hijo del
Okay.
Vikingo versus Dominic Mysterio. Tommy, with everything that's been happening with AJ Styles, El Grande Americano, um, we've seen El Hijo del Vikingo a couple times on the main roster in WWE. What do you think is going to happen here? Who do you got?
I've got Dom. Like, believe it or not, I've got Dominic Mysterio becoming double champ. Odds are AJ Styles is going to try and get involved, but I have a feeling like Dominic thought of that and has been planning with El Grande Americano. So I'm thinking of it within like a fan's perspective as well. Because during commercial break on Friday, well, no, it was yesterday, uh, this whole thing happened. There was a little interview with Dom, and for a good like 3 minutes, they started randomly singing Dirty Dom. So I think it's about time that Dominic Mysterio becomes double champion.
Yeah, man. I thought for sure the last Worlds Collide, it was time for Dominic Mysterio to win it, but if I'm being honest, Hijo del Vikingo hasn't been champion for that long. And typically that championship doesn't get switched around as much. The last guy who held that championship was Alberto del Rio, El Patron, and he had that championship for at least an entire year before losing it to Hijo del Vikingo. But the timing of that was kind of odd because Alberto del Rio lost that championship right after or right during the time that WWE bought AAA.
Yeah.
So that was what? A couple months ago, 3 months ago?
I think it was further than that because they signed this deal around WrestleMania.
Oh, okay. So April. Yeah, so like 5 months ago. Hijo del Vikingo has been AAA Mega Championship for 5 months, give or take. It might be too soon. It might be too soon for Dominic Mysterio. Not for Dominic Mysterio to win it. I think it might be too soon for Hijo del Vikingo to lose it. Because of that reason, I would love to see Dominic Mysterio become double champion. Hell yeah, the people would love that. The people love Dominic Mysterio, and they've been booing the shit out of Hijo del Vikingo. Do you remember that at last
Oh
Worlds Collide?
yeah, like even after the show and he showed up on the main roster, people were still trying to boo this man out of the building.
Yeah, which is crazy because I mean it's all because Alberto del Rio, the people loved him as their champion in AAA, but because of all these politics, all this politicking, Hijo del Vikingo had to step up and be their AAA champion, which gave Hijo del Vikingo automatic heat with the fans. It wouldn't be the worst thing to take that belt off of Hijo del Vikingo and get some of that heat off of him because at least the people will cheer Dominic Mysterio and not hold it against Dominic for Alberto del Rio not being champion. But now that we're talking about Alberto del Rio, Tommy, the last match that went down for this AAA Mega Championship at the last Worlds Collide, it got crazy. It got hectic.
Oh yeah.
AJ Styles showed up. You know, it was a fatal four way. Everyone was fighting all over the place. I don't expect anything less from the main event at this.
You just got muted. Snug, you muted yourself.
Damn, I don't know how that happened. Did you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
I heard you for a bit, and then that
What was the
happened.
last thing you heard?
Something along the lines of Alberto Del Rio. It was like towards the beginning of it.
Oh, god damn it. I went on this whole fucking rant. All right, I'm going to start over.
All right.
So, last the last main event for this AAA Mega Championship got wild, right? A whole bunch of people were fighting all over the place. AJ Styles showed up, right? And you know, we were expecting to maybe see AJ Styles show up again. And now that El Grande Americano and Dom are buddy old pals, we could see El Grande Americano show up. But what if Alberto del Rio shows up at this Worlds Collide, Tommy? How would you feel about that?
I don't know. I mean, with his whole thing with WWE and that whole issue there, I would not be surprised if that man was already gone off of said roster because of this merger.
Yeah. Either way, I'm really pumped for this, man. I'm really pumped for this because it's going to be crazy. Dominic Mysterio, we're going to go with Dominic Mysterio to win it this time, man. I think it's time. I think the people have been asking for it, and I think it would be lovely. It would be such a great moment. All right, Tommy, you ready for the next match?
Let's do it.
Because this is Worlds Collide WWE and AAA, We are going to see the AAA Mega Championships be defended versus a WWE tag team. Psycho Clown and Pagano versus the New Day, Tommy.
The New Day. Okay.
Who you got?
I'm sticking with Psycho Clown on this one. Just this whole thing with the New Day, their entire heel run has just been dropping significantly. And I don't think a random tag team championship is going to end up changing that. So I am sticking with Psycho Clown.
Most definitely. Psycho Clown and Pagano, they just won the AAA Tag Team Championships at last Worlds Collide a couple months ago. Again, might be too soon for them to lose it. And I'm going to call, because Penta was advertised to show up as a special appearance on this Worlds Collide. And with everything that went down with the New Day and Penta last night on Monday Night Raw, I think it's only right that Penta's going to show up and cause the New Day the championships. Am I right or am I right?
Oh, you're definitely right. There's no possible way that the New Days are walking out with those titles.
For sure. All right, this next up, this is a number one contenders match. This is not for a title. The AAA Reina de Reinas Championship, which means Queen of Queens, number one contenders match. Natalia, nay, this is going to be Natty versus Fabi Apache. Tommy, what do you remember from Fabi Apache, if anything? And who do you got to win this one?
Fabia, I don't remember much out of her, but I was impressed with the last time I saw her. But here's the thing, just like with Triple Mania, we will be looking at a different Natalia, one that's tougher, stricter, like one that's mentally completely different from the Natalia that we have grown to know and love. So I think this will be close, but I still do not think that Natalia is going to end up getting it, even though it is Natty. So it's a completely different mental state. But I just don't think she's going to go and win this.
You know what? I've spoken to a few people about this particular match, and everyone's saying the same thing. Fabi Apache apparently is a really big fucking deal in AAA. Like, she's really loved by those AAA fans. And, you know, Natty coming in as, like, you could say she's kind of like an outsider to this whole AAA Lucha Libre scene, you know, especially the fact that she's Canadian, she's blonde, you know, she's not a mass luchadora. Fabi Apache is just a favorite to win this whole thing. Natty being, you know, one of the big heels of this whole entire scenery. So I'm hoping Natty wins it, man. She deserves it, but I think you guys might be right. I think it's gonna be Fabi Apache for sure. All right, moving on here. Um, Mixed tag team match, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I saw a clip the other day. I believe Mr. Iguana and Lola Vice are mixed tag team champions, if I'm not mistaken. I think AAA has those championship established. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw that. However, this
I know
match is
Iguana has a title, but I don't think it's that.
yeah. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure, but they are going to be facing Mr. Iguana and Lola Vice versus Finn Balor and Roxanne. Now, since the last Worlds Collide, the Judgment Day have been having all these matches with Mr. Iguana and all these people from AAA and on Monday Night Raw at Worlds Collide, and that's going to continue at this Worlds Collide. Tommy, are you looking forward to this match? And if so, who do you think is going to win this one?
I'm definitely looking forward to it. Mr. Iguana is always a fun one to watch. not just because of what his gimmick is, but in general, he's just really, really fun to watch. And it's the same thing with Lola Vice. She's on NXT as well. And with her, her big thing is those massive hips of hers. So it's going to be very interesting to see how in the world this ends up. I do not think the Judgment Day is winning, though. As much as I love the Judgment Day and all of that, they've kind of been like going downhill a little bit. As much as I hate to say it, because of the fact that it's the Judgment Day and they're supposed to be this tough, strong group and all of that, I have to go with Lola and Mr. Iguana here because the Judgment Day itself has been going really, really downhill since the only titles that they have left now are the World Tag along with the Intercontinental. And
Mm-hmm.
hopefully AAA's title too. That would be fun. But my guess here, I'm sticking with Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana.
Interesting. Yeah, I agree about this whole thing with the Judgment Day kind of losing a little bit of their momentum, and I think a big part of that is because they're because of these types of matches. Like, and I've said this over and over again when talking about Worlds Collide is like the Judgment Day is one of probably the biggest faction on Monday Night Raw. You know, they're the tag team champions, intercontinental champions. At one point, women's tag team champions, and Liv Morgan had the women's world championship. And but they're over here having matches with Mystery One and Lola Vice. Like last time they faced El Niño Hamburguesa and like I don't even remember who it was, but I'm just like, man, like this is not doing the Judgment Day any favors, but it is Finn Balor. Finn Balor he picked up a win, I believe. He defeated AJ Styles last time they faced each other a couple weeks ago. Roxanne Perez hasn't really been winning a lot. I hope the Judgment Day wins this one because I would just hate to see them lose to Mystery One and Lola Vice. Period. You know. Um, but yeah, anything else you want to add about this match, Tommy, before we move on?
Not much other than the fact that I do watch NXT, so I do know like what Lola can do in the ring and all of that. And Roxanne definitely has a lot on her hands with her because she's like super fast paced, but she's also like one of those tough wrestlers and all of that. So Roxanne going head to head with Lola Vice, that will be like a very interesting one to see for me at
Interesting.
least.
Okay. Nice. That's good to know. Yeah, I forgot about that. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure they face each other in NXT, but this is going to be a new face off for me. I've never seen these two in the ring before live, so we'll see what they can do. All right, Tommy, the next one is for the AAA Latin American Championship, and it's a fatal four-way match. You know how I feel about these, Tommy, because they're done so often and we see them time and time again. It's just like, but you know what? I'm actually pretty pumped for this one, dude. I'm pretty pumped for this one. El Hijo de Wagner Jr., who's a current champion, versus Dragon Lee versus JD Madonna and versus Ethan Page. I was really impressed with Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. since I saw his match at the last Worlds Collide. I thought he was fucking amazing. You have Dragon Lee in there, who's one of my favorites right now. JD Madonna, one of the best sellers, I think, in the entire WWE. Like, this guy, he is made of fucking steel, I feel like. And I like how he moves in the ring. He kind of reminds me of like a Dolph Ziggler type thing whenever I see JD Madonna. And you got Ethan Page. Fucking Ethan Page is a star, bro. That boy is good, man. So I'm really pumped for this one, but I don't know who I want to see win this one, man. Because all four of these guys, I'm really a big fan of. But what do you think is going to happen here?
I have a feeling that there's going to be a retention somewhere, and I think it's going to be this one. I love Dragon Lee, I love what he does, but the problem is he is kind of slowing down when it comes to his momentum as of recently. They've been trying to build it up, but the problem is he's been compared to Rey Mysterio so much that it's held him back, which is a little bit frustrating to see. Got JD McDonough, which again, he's in the Judgment Day. They've kind of slowed themselves down. The entirety of the Judgment Day in general is just eh. Then you've got Ethan Page. Star is a damn understatement when it comes to this man. This guy is not just a star, he's not just a superstar. I would honestly describe him as a megastar because he is that damn good. I look at Ethan Page, I'm like, okay, great. His heel work is absolutely phenomenal, especially on NXT right now. He's been doing his little thing involving Chelsea Green a little bit, turning the NXT North American title, which he has, and kind of putting the Canadian flag behind it just because he can. So his heel work with that is absolutely phenomenal. I love everything involving Ethan Page. He is an absolute megastar. Unfortunately, though, because of the fact that he's got the NXT North American title, I honestly don't think he needs anything else. So I am going to go with a retention for this match.
Interesting. Um, so I mentioned earlier that I did these predictions in Spanish already with the homie Eric Padilla from the SDM podcast, and he brought up a really good point. And I'm going to repeat it. Shout out to him. Can you imagine if Ethan Page actually wins this and he's like, I'm the North American champion with this Canadian belt? And then on the other shoulder, he's walking around with the Latin American championship. Like, now I have conquered Canada and Mexico. Like, fuck you guys.
All of a sudden, he shows up on the main roster and gets the United States title as well. It's like,
Oh
I am
my
the
god.
true North American champion.
Oh my god. Give him all the belts. Give Ethan Page all the belts. My god. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. But yeah, man, I think for this one, I'll be happy if any of these guys win, to be honest. I'd be happy if we get a retention. I'd be happy if Dragon Lee wins or JD or Ethan Page, man. I'm excited for this Fatal 4-Way match, dude. And I haven't felt excited for a Fatal 4-Way match in a long time, if I'm being honest. So good stuff here so far. The sixth and final match, Tommy, it's a lucha showcase. La Parca, Mascarita Sagrada, Octagon Jr., and Niño Hamburguesa versus Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wild, Lince Dorado, and Mini Abismo Negro. Now, this match card was from an article that I pulled up from 4 days ago. Yesterday, I saw a clip. I didn't see it. It popped up on my news feed, and the caption said Octagon Jr. stretchered out after being injured in a match. But I didn't watch the clip because I don't like watching shit like that. I don't like watching wrestlers getting injured and legitimately hurt. But I think Octagon Jr. might have injured himself recently and maybe is going to get pulled out of this match, unfortunately. But we're going to be having a fatal a 4-on-4. It's an 8-man tag team match. Who do you got to win this one, Tommy? I know that there's a lot of names that I just threw at you, but what do you
Yeah,
think is going to
and
happen
a lot
here?
of those, you pronounced them, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, so
How do you pronounce his name?
La Parca is one guy. Mascarita Sagrada. These two guys, La Parca and Mascarita Sagrada, that mask, that luchador mask, that character has been around since like the 90s. So those are original AAA names, not original AAA guys because they get passed on to different people.
Yeah.
Octagon Jr. is another one, but like I said, He's probably not going to be in this one. And Nino Hamburguesa. And you know Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wild,
Yeah.
the LWO. Lince Dorado, who's from AAA. Mini Abismo Negro, who's from AAA. So it's pretty much six guys from AAA and two WWE guys.
Yeah. And the only ones that I actually know are the LWO boys. And that's pretty much it. So the only knowledge that I have is exactly what uh, those two specifically can do. I don't really know anything about the other six. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, I don't know shit. All I know are the LWO. So by default, I kind of have to go with that side because
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know anything else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to predict this match because unless you've been watching AAA, which is kind of hard to do if you live in the United States, let's be honest. Because I think they've had a couple shows since the last Worlds Collide. I I don't really know why this match got put together. To me, it also seems like just random eight people just getting thrown together for no reason. So it's kind of hard to predict what's going to happen here. I mean, it's hard to predict the winner, but we can expect to see high flying stuff. These are all high flying luchador guys, high paced, exciting, fucking spots. I don't know. Yeah, it's for the typical lucha fanatics. Not really for the pro wrestling fans. Which
yeah.
is a difference. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I'm interested to see if Octagon Jr. is actually going to be here in this match. So we'll see what happens with that. Those are the 6 matches for Worlds Collide tonight. Tommy and I, we will be going over the results at some point this weekend in English and also in Spanish with Eric Padilla from the SDM podcast. So yeah, I hope you guys that kind of helped you guys get a little bit hyped for Worlds Collide as much as we are, and I'm really looking forward to the show. Tommy, you are you?
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you then. Until next time, you guys. That was a Worlds Collide predictions with me, Edgar, and Tommy from the Snug Wrestling Podcast. We will see you guys very, very, very soon. Later.